Hello, this video will give a quick overview of some of the main things you would want to do in Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams is more than just a web conferencing system. However, it is primarily used for that. It's very similar to Zoom or Blackboard Collaborate Ultra or WebEx or Skype or anything like that, allowing you to meet in real time with people in different locations. However, again, it can do more things than just that. So your first step is going to be to download Microsoft Teams on your computer. You can do it on any device, your home computer, your office computer, etc. You would just want to Google download Microsoft Teams, come to this page, choose to download for desktop. It will download as an application, and then when you open it, you want to log in with your Gordon email username and password. And this is true for staff, faculty, and students. Notice that you can also go to your App Store and download Microsoft Teams and log in, and that will allow you to use the platform via a mobile device, which is super helpful if you're going to be on the go doing a web conference. After downloading Microsoft Teams and opening it on your desktop, it will look something like this. Notice that you'll see a menu over here on the left panel that gives you all the options that you might use in Teams. So we're just going to highlight some of the main ones here. First of all, let's create a Teams calendar invite as if I'm going to host a Teams meeting and I want other people to join me on it. So in that case, I'm going to go to the calendar icon here, and it's going to pull my Microsoft 365 calendar. So it's going to show me all the different things that I have on my calendar. So say that I am going to create an event for a certain day. I'm going to find that day and time. I'm going to double click on it, and then I'm going to fill out this information. So I'm going to give it a time. I'm going to come back to required attendees, but just hold off on that right now. But I am going to give it a title, and then I'm going to put in the date and time of when it is going to be, when the session is going to be in place. I can choose to have it repeat. If maybe we're going to repeat this every week at the same day and same time, I can choose that. Or if it's going to repeat monthly, weekly, that kind of thing, I can give that information. And then I can type in any additional information here. So now let's go back to the required attendees. So if you're only having a couple of people that are coming to this session, you can begin to type in their name and it will pull their 360 license. So let's say I'm going to invite Ashley and I'm going to invite Sam, and so it's going to show me those people and it will just automatically list them here. Now that works if you only have a couple of people who you are inviting. If you're going to be inviting a lot of people, you don't want to have to type in every single name. So in that case, there's an easier way. In that case, you could just type in your own name, invite yourself, and then I'll show you in a minute how you can actually forward out that information. Before we move forward though, notice that when I search for a particular person, underneath this person's name, it says busy. And so what I can do is use the scheduling assistant here so that when I am trying to pick a day and time for a meeting, I can make sure to pick it on a day and time that everyone can join me. So notice that if I have added in Ashley as coming to my meeting, it pulls her calendar and I'm able to see that she is busy during that time. I can add in maybe another required attendee, and it will add in his calendar, and notice that he is not busy during that time. And so here I can find the purple pieces are when people are busy. So I would want to find a day and time when everyone else when no one else is busy. So in this case at 5 p.m. tomorrow, all of us are blank, so that means that we're not currently busy at that time, and it says that we are available. So that's a great way to see and make sure that you're scheduling a time when other people are available. However, at this moment, let's just invite ourselves, because again, keeping in mind that we were going to want to have a lot of people invited, and I don't want to type in every single person here. So then I'm going to choose send. That's going to send the email to the people who were invited to put it on their calendar. Now, once I've done this, notice I can double click on this again, and it gives me this information. So from here, what I can do is copy this and then put this in D2L or whatnot, email or whatnot, and email it to a large body of people rather than having to type in every single one of their names. Notice also that this now appears in my Microsoft Outlook calendar. So here it is there posted for me as well. It came up there. I'm able to click on it, and then I'm able to open it up and join it from there. Another way that you can make a meeting, if you don't want to go through the Microsoft Teams area, you can come in through your Microsoft Outlook application on your computer. And when you go to make a new meeting, so when I'm creating a new meeting here, just like I did in the Microsoft Teams application, I can type in the people that will be invited. I can type in the subject of what it's going to be, the day and time, and then I can choose up here at the top to make it a Teams meeting. When I choose to make it a Teams meeting, it's going to automatically populate with this information at the bottom, and it's going to go ahead and give me that Teams meeting information, just like so. Additionally, just like we did within the Teams application, I can use the scheduling assistant, and just like before, I'm able to see whose calendar, what people have on their calendar. And so in this case, I'll be able to, just like before, find times when everyone is available. So that's the exact same process. You can do it from within your Teams application or from within your Microsoft email. You just want to make sure that it has this information for them to join. All right, now let's say that it is time for us to join the meeting. So I'll come to my calendar link in Microsoft Teams, or I can open it from my email on my calendar email. I'll double click on it, and then I will choose click here to join to start the meeting, or if I'm in my application, I can choose join here. This is going to open us up into the webinar itself. So we can have our camera and our audio. We want to make sure all of that is ready to go. And then we're going to join. And this is going to start our actual web conference. So at this point, we're waiting for other people to join, but let's talk about a couple of things that we can do in the meeting. So first of all, over here on this top panel, we have our video and our audio. So notice my audio is on. I can choose to mute myself if need be. And then my video is currently off, but I can click it to turn it on, and now my video is on. So you can toggle these as much as you want. Additionally, you can choose the more actions here, and you can do some different things. If you want to apply background effects, some people like to do these to pick a nice background just to have like something that is different. And so I can apply a different background to look at different things, or I can just choose to blur my current background. You can also upload your own background if you want to, so you can find an image that you like and upload it, and then it would be saved here, and then you could have that as your background if you would like. Again, just an option, not something that you have to do per se. Next, you can start the recording. So this is where you start the recording for the meeting. And then you can choose different meeting options if you like to. So here under the meeting options, an important piece is the lobby. So when others are joining, if there is a lobby turned on, they will be held in the lobby until you accept them in, or somebody in the meeting accepts them in. This is particularly important if you're worried about security. You don't want somebody getting into the meeting that isn't supposed to be, so they're held in the lobby until you admit them in. When you see their name pop up, so-and-so's requested to go to the meeting, they're in the lobby, you can say, oh yes, they're supposed to be in, accept them, or if you don't know them, don't accept them, and they get stuck in the lobby and they're not able to join the session. So here you can change those settings. Who can bypass the lobby? By default, it's going to be people in my organization, so people who have an @gordonstate.edu link, or that they're logging in with their teams via that. You can choose for everyone to bypass the lobby to where no one goes in through the session. Everyone comes right in, they don't have the lobby, or you can have it to where only me, so everybody goes into the lobby. So you just want to think about the implications of that and think about the security measures to decide what's the best fit for you. This is also where you can go to allow everyone to have the mic or the camera. If you are afraid that you don't want certain people to have those, you don't want the cameras or the mics for attendees, you can turn those off, and it turns it off for everyone in the session. So next you can come to the participant panel. Here I don't have any participants except for myself. It will show if others were invited. So in this case, Autumn was invited. If I want her to request to join, I can choose request to join, and it will actually automatically pop up on her computer and say so-and-so is requesting you to join the meeting. They can press accept and it will take them right on in. Once somebody is in the meeting, I can choose here beside their name to mute them. Here would be the option to mute them if I wanted to. And again, that is if they are being already in the meeting. I can also share this invite. So if I am in the meeting and I think, oh man, somebody needs to come into the session and I forgot to invite them, I can choose this, copy that link, and then send a quick email with that posted in there. So next is the show conversation. So this is where you can the text chat back and forth. So this is where I can post things, text chat. I can also upload files here to the chat from my OneDrive or from my computer. Also what's great is I can do the @ symbol and then begin to type in someone's name, and that will tag them in the post. So they will get a notification saying that they've been tagged in the actual post itself. That's a great way to get someone's attention. You can also like or use the different emojis during the session like you would in a regular chat. So this is also getting recorded in the session. Students or participants in the meeting can also choose to give some emojis that will just appear kind of floating down here at the bottom. You can say, hey, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to get started or whatnot, and that can be just a way that you can use some of those features. Next is going to be the different ways you can upload content into the session. So if you choose this share content feature, notice you have three different ways you can share content. You can share your screen, you can share a whiteboard, or you can upload files like PowerPoints into the session. So to share our screen, we would just choose the screen button. We would pick which screen we want to share. And then it would say that you are currently sharing your screen, and then they would be able to see what is ever on your screen. You'd be able to pull up whatever necessary, and then be able to show that information on your screen. When you are finished, you can stop sharing your screen and it will take you back to the main page. Next is the whiteboard tool. So you can choose this whiteboard, and it essentially gives you just a space to write on. It will load your tools. You also get the option of if you want to just present it to where only the people in the session, the other people in the session, the audience can just see it. They can't actually interact with it. Or you can have it to where they can collaborate on it with you. So from here we can write, we can add text, we can insert images, we can draw shapes, we can leave notes, so like little sticky notes. And all of these different things on this slide area for us. You can also choose the setting menu here, which will allow you to turn on and off their ability to edit. So maybe you don't want them to edit initially, and then at some point in the session you decide that they can, and you can turn that on for them. You can also format the background. So this is especially helpful if you are maybe trying to use some graphing there. You can do different graphing slides there, or you can just change it to a different color if you like. And then, of course, this will all be in the recording, but if you want to save this particular image to be used later, you can export that image and it will save it on your computer, and you can go back in and open it and upload it into something or whatnot there. So it will open as the actual whiteboard image. But again, this also gets recorded in the recording if they want to review it later. So next we will go to the third type of interaction that you can upload into the course, and that is the PowerPoint files. So you can upload from your OneDrive or from your computer, or you can select one that you've recently uploaded. And then this will actually upload the slides into the session. It is different than sharing your computer because these are actually in the session itself. So by default, this is what the presenter view looks like. Now notice that the people who are the audience in the team session are only able to see this one screen, what is in the red here. But the presenter is able to see what is similar to the presenter view in PowerPoint, which if I had notes on my PowerPoint slides, it would be here. And I'm also able to see what is coming up. I'm also able to write on these screens, highlight on them, or write on them with a pen if I want to kind of make notes on or to emphasize certain things. Now by default, students or the audience are able to move through the slides at their own whim, so they're able to go through different slides. And this can be distracting, especially if you are on slide 2 and they're over here on slide 5 and they're not really following along. So you can prevent that by coming up to this top button and selecting it. When you do that, they are stuck on the slide that you are on. So that might be particularly helpful. If this is confusing, and you want to see exactly what the student sees, you can come to the more actions and then hide the presenter view, and then that will let you see exactly what they are seeing. So they're seeing just the main slide there. All right, so those are the main features in Microsoft Teams, excluding the breakout rooms, which the breakout rooms allow you to create separate rooms within the main room, and that's more of an advanced feature. The last step here is when you want to leave the session. You have two options for leaving as the host of the session. You can choose to leave the meeting, and in that case, you're just leaving. Other people are allowed to stay in, continue to talk, that kind of thing. And this is helpful if you're the host of the meeting, but you have to leave early, but you want to allow everyone else just to continue to talk. You want to regularly leave the meeting. If you choose to end the meeting, you're ending it for everyone. And of course, only the host is able to end the meeting for everyone. So in that case, we'll end the meeting. That's going to shut everybody out. And if you give it just a little bit, in the Teams area, if you open up your Microsoft Teams area and go to the chat, in just a few moments, you'll see a chat recording for that particular session. So this one is called Meeting to Talk About XYA. But so this will post, and you'll be able to see the recording of that meeting here. So you'll be able to click on it. You'll be able to get the link to the session and be able to copy it for others to be able to watch it. Also, in just a little while, it will also give you the attendance of it, so who attended. So you'll be able to go to that session. In addition to seeing the meeting and all the chat that's been recorded, you'll be able to click on the attendance report, and you'll be able to see who was in that session, who joined the Teams meeting. So, in a nutshell, that is how you create a calendar invite for a Teams meeting, how you join the Teams meeting and use the features within the Teams meeting, as well as how to locate the recording for the meeting, as well as the attendance report, which will be in the chat area. Again, keep in mind, Teams can do more than this, but this is just the web conference feature.